Cena Bray match stole it for tonight. Last night was Undertaker AJ. I think everything and everybody that put time into making those scenes and making that entire setup deserves fucking every credit in the world, because those matches won for the entire weekend for me.
Absolutely.
The big one, yes, McIntyre deserves it. I'm absolutely happy for him. Like Eric said, I think that send-off at the end of him waving, saying, like, this is you guys, like, he knows that he's saying it to everybody watching, everybody, that this is a fucking weird time for everybody and every worker across the world. But for wrestlers that are still trying to make a living, and now being on, the biggest stage of them all in the entire year, I feel for him, absolutely. And like I already said, I've watched him when he left WWE, going to Impact, going to ICW, going to all these different independent scenes. So I think he does deserve it. I think he will do a good job holding the belt. I hope in the next few months, when the world gets back to normal, that we do see him have a really good reign, and potentially, like you guys brought up, maybe a heel Cena is the one to try and take him down, because he's the new guy. And maybe that's when John comes back. And if not, just someone else has a good feud with him. I just would like to see him get what he deserves. Another big thing from tonight, I hope maybe the victory for Alistair sends him higher up. I would love to see him get a lot more mission. I would love to see him do more promos, because that guy can talk, and I still don't think WWE has really let him speak as much. Other than that, the winners of the weekend was the movie scenes.
Yeah.
And they look to Hollywood for that, and if that was Vince's kind of higher up call, good for him, because he looked to what makes sense in a time that you need it, and I think it worked. So that's my big thing for Mania. I'm gonna sign off for the evening. Thank you guys for letting me join in for the weekend. Obviously, I thank Saint for letting me hang out in this, again, weird time. We know we're still practicing, 6 feet away. We high five once in a while, but then I run away and I wash my hands. But it's good to see you guys, even on the computer screens. Like I said, once again, I hope this time gets, I hope everybody's being safe and being smart and everything. I hope this time is behind us very soon, so we can all get back to our jobs, which is wrestling and everything wrestling related. For that, this is my send-off to you gentlemen. Have a good evening. Everybody that watched with us and subscribed this weekend, thank you so much. Here's to GCF. Here's to wrestling. I will see you guys soon. My name is Rossi.
Cheers to that, yes.
Cheers to everybody with that. We've gained almost 8 subscribers since we've been doing this, and there goes Rossi Montgomery. Hopefully, sending his send-offs, his best wishes to the GCF SoCal champion, Chris Cadillac.
Go wash your hands, Rossi.
I mean, WrestleMania, man. Next year is going to be insane. We're in LA for WrestleMania. We're located in SoCal, so it's going to be a very wild time for all of us. But let's jump right into this WrestleMania 36 reviews. We watched, both nights. I don't know who wants to start first, or take this charge and
I mean, I'll piggyback off essentially what Ross said.
Yeah, let's go for it.
I'm gonna say straight up, for anyone that shits all over that main event, what did you expect? Like, that's all I'm gonna say. Drew got his moment, and say what you will about Brock, say how short the match was, but Brock still did everything to put that man over. He took how many of the fucking kicks? Like and on 4. The road to Mania, he had already built up Drew to make him look like a star. He knew what he's doing. Did Mania feel like Mania? No, but again, did they have some of those moments? The Taker match, obviously, and I'm not entirely sure what that Bray Wyatt one was, but that was never before seen. That was incredible. So I mean, Mania still lacked, but they did everything in their power to make it have something. So good for WWE once again.
I'll say I think WWE, like the creative team and the higher ups, should take these 2 days of Mania and with this break that hopefully they have. I mean, they promoted Money in the Bank next month, but
Good luck.
with this break that's upon everyone, I think they should take these 2 days of film and really use it as a tool to make the product better. If there's any time to kind of make this terrible time in the world, you know, and kind of capitalize on the time you'll have, is to capitalize on your creativity and really assess what was going wrong with your product. I mean, I'll go back to a couple months ago on Matt's and Mark's, where we were talking about how we weren't excited for this build to WrestleMania, you know, even before this whole quarantine thing. And I mean, the second night was definitely better than the first night to me. I feel like the second night was a lot more entertaining from a match and a wrestling standpoint. There was a couple lulls, but I mean, you know, you get what you get, you know. But I think the right things happened on this show, given the circumstance. You know, Drew got his moment, which a part of me didn't think it would happen, because I figured, you know, they'd want to fully go with, they want the crowd to feel Drew having his moment, but I'm glad he got it. Cena and Bray
played to the crowd at the end there. That was a very good moment for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cena and Bray, hands down, the best WWE produced product in a long time. That was amazing. And I just think this is the time to really see who your future is going to be. I mean, Austin Theory getting a chance, Angel Garza looking good, the Street Profits looking good, Rhea Ripley looking good,
Belair.
You know? Bianca Belair coming in. You know, I think this is really the time for Vince to really look at his roster and be like, these guys came through for me in this circumstance where, you know, you had guys sick, you had guys not wanting to show up, you know, all the chips were down, everybody was counting this show out, and these guys came in and performed to the best of their abilities. You know, you had Edge come back after 9 years and put on a damn near 40-minute last man standing match. You know, I think this will be the time creatively to just fine tune a lot of things and put guys in positions where you can see that they can be successful. Aleister Black, for instance, like Rossi said, he should get more time, you know, and they should just start from square one after, you know, and build from what they built here tonight at WrestleMania.
Well, and my guess would be, if they do take the forced break, which I do advise, if they take a break from this, I would think they're probably going to come back with some type of a draft. And I know that they kind of just did that, but this is kind of the mentality that has. Well, we came off Mania. If we went away for a little bit, when we have to start fresh, that means it's another draft. And, you know, it's damn bad if they go that route. But
yeah.
I agree with both you gentlemen. Mania still felt weird this year.
Yeah.
It's interesting because of the fact that we did get rumors about, maybe a year and a half ago, that they were potentially going to take the Wrestle Kingdom approach to WrestleMania, but make it a 2-night thing, but then that was nixed. But it's interesting to see how they were able to kind of work with that format this time, obviously with their backs against the wall and having to do what they got to do. That being said, I enjoyed it. I would even say that I enjoyed night 2 more, but I don't know if that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I enjoyed it more because by today I was already used to the format of nobody being there and already used to the glaring, you know, missing point, which is the live audience, and knowing that it was going to be different altogether. Maybe by today I was already used to it, so it kind of flowed. Because I know for a fact when I was watching, what was the opening match? Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Kabuki Warriors. It was weird. I had to get into the show, not get into the match, but get into the show. You know what I mean? So, but once I was able to do that and put all that other stuff, you know, out of my mind, absolutely. WWE, they did what they, you know, again, felt that they had to do with the necessary players that they had on the board. They did, you know, everything they had to do to make this enjoyable, entertaining. I think it's it's hard to say there was a little bit too much entertainment factor in this, but it's WrestleMania. That's kind of what you watch it for. Mm-hmm. It's, the show of all shows, the granddaddy of them all. You kind of go all out. And honestly, my only note is I agree with you too, RJ, as far as like, I'm hoping this is going to be more of like a testing period for them creatively to see what works and what doesn't work. I mean, they honestly kind of slipped into like a gold mine, so to speak, with the way that they were able to help produce like Edge's promo and Randy's promo and even Seth Rollins' promo leading up to their matches, with the fact that there was no crowd there to like, incessantly cheer over them or boo over them otherwise, where they can't even like get that emotional development from their character out. So I thought that a lot of the circumstances they were faced with, which are obstacles, ended up kind of help shaping the way that they can start potentially not only just producing the show, but producing some of these superstars going forward. Where, again, I felt like the fact that there was no, because usually in wrestling, the crowd development from their character out. So I thought that a lot of the circumstances they were faced with, which are obstacles, ended up kind of help shaping the way that they can start potentially not only just producing the show, but producing some of these superstars going forward. Where, again, I felt like the fact that there was no, because usually in wrestling, the crowd is the thermometer. Like, oh, they don't like him. Oh, they're booing for him. I mean, look what happened to EC3. He couldn't get, cheered in a match against Dean Ambrose, and he's abysmal, now, you know what I mean? So the fact that they kind of took that element out and they were forced to kind of put people in positions to see if they were going to perform or not, and sink or swim and see what were their strengths and their weaknesses, I think definitely was a wake-up call for WWE, for guys like Alistair, for other guys, up and coming like Austin Theory, Angel Garza. Everyone did well. You know what I mean? Again, there was probably some questionable alternate endings that they probably could have went with different spins on, but I'm not mad at the people who won.
Shout out to Becky.
And, I mean, yeah, it was pretty good, man, to be honest. Like, it was one of those things where I was like, oh, there wasn't like a huge surprise legend return, or there wasn't this, but I'm like, yeah, but think about all those things that you would usually get in a WWE over-the-top produced WrestleMania production. It wouldn't feel the same. It'd be almost wasted on something like this. But they put their money where their mouth was on the.
I mean, I would still boo Hulk Hogan if he showed up on my screen.
You said what?
I would still boo Hulk Hogan if he showed up on my screen.
Oh, I don't want him. Well, I didn't say that. But yeah, I feel like they put their money where their mouth was when it came to the Bray Wyatt and Cena, as well as obviously the Boneyard match last night with Taker and AJ. So I'd have to say, if I had to pick a favorite moment, those two would probably be it.
Yeah.
Let's throw it to Gio Amazing for his WrestleMania 36 2-night review. And then we'll get to Eric, then we'll get to me, and then we will sign off.
Well, I'm actually going to have to agree with all three of these gentlemen. It could be the drinks talking. That could be one thing. I'm actually agreeing with Roscoe on this. But, the writers now have a chance to take a time to actually, come up with better storylines. But, with these storylines, like how Quincy said, the best matches were the Taker versus AJ and Cena versus Bray. Taken away from this WrestleMania, like those two matches are probably like one of the best ones so far. Then after that, probably for me is probably Brock versus Drew, and that's probably got to be my takeaway from WrestleMania. Oh, and then Randy and Edge. Yeah, sorry for that. It's the drinks, like I said.
Drew. I expect a little bit more out of that last man standing match, but it is what it is. Again,
yeah.
We'll get into that right now. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like Hollywood has mentioned before too. The crowd. If we had the crowd there, it'd be a totally different storyline. It'll feel totally different for WrestleMania. So that was my takeaway. That obviously I can't wait for things to get back, and honestly, I hopefully that they continue the way they're playing these matches between Taker and AJ and Cena and The Fiend.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So to Eric, let's get your review of WrestleMania 36, the 2-night experience. By the way, shout out to Eric for being one of the best producers in the game. Again, as we've stated, this would not have been possible without Eric. Shout out to Eric.
Once again, other promotions, he's not available.
he set this up for us, man. We've
GCF
been MIA
exclusive.
for a
Cheers
reason.
to Eric.
Right here. Cheers to Eric, man, for Mhm. I mean, I'll get into that right now with my review, but like what Eric is saying is absolutely right. When everybody else is fucking taking a step back, this company had, yeah, yeah, want to be back. GCF wants to be back. We want to bring back. Yeah, I mean, look, I'll close it off real quick for you guys. Look, we want to be back. GCF wants to be back. We want to bring back Mats and Marks. We're dying to bring it back in any way possible. Situations are the way they are right now, so we have to do things like this. I want to thank everybody that watched us react to this show for 2 nights. Everybody that subscribed. We are now at 52 subscribers on the Gold Coast Federation page. That is an 8+ subscriber addition from where we started at. So I want to thank all of you that watched and subscribed to us. Make sure you watch all our catalog. Gio, it's not because of you, but because of all the catalog we have, make sure you watch all of that. You may look like you're in this like 98 movie because you look like you're in darkness right now, but it's not because of Gio Macy. But we have an 8+ addition in our subscribers list. So I truly appreciate that everybody that came to join us for this special edition of WrestleMania 36. I thought they should have postponed the show. I'll let you know that right now. That they should have pushed it to June at least. Madison Square Garden went out of their way to give Vince the opportunity to have WrestleMania in New York. Madison Square Garden. He passed on it. He gave it to us anyways. At the end of the day, were there some matches that were absolute misses? Yes. Were there some matches that were absolute hits? Absolutely. The Boneyard match, the Cena Bray match, fantastically done. And hopefully this opens up WWE to being more open to more produced, more edited versions of their matches. They don't always have to be in the spot. And I think, you got to give Matt Hardy that credit because he really introduced to have that freedom. He paved the way of having that freedom of that you could have these matches that are overproduced, over-edited, but they add more to storylines and wrestling matches that they are than we have seen before. Because at the end of the day, The Undertaker and AJ Styles and John Cena and Bray Wyatt gave you the best matches that you have had at a WrestleMania for quite a long time. And this is coming for somebody that thought this show should have been postponed a month, like weeks ago. And we all said that and we believed in that. But WWE gave us something, and I'll give them credit for this, for 3 hours on both nights. And thank God we didn't pay $60 for it, like the people that I'll give them for that. Yeah. For 6 hours. WWE allowed us to forget what's going on in the real world. Yeah. I promise you this. GCF will be back. Mats and Marks will be back. And you're damn straight that GCF will have a show in 2020. I will guarantee that on this goddamn podcast that GCF will have a goddamn show in this year.
Yeah, things so Colin said we're meeting that fucking quota.
I'll be real. I said it. Yeah. I have a goal. I wanted 7 shows in this year. I'm going to get.
You're going to fucking deliver it. Doug, SoCal Censor could have fucking started this whole pandemic. I do not give a shit. We are going to deliver what we said at Assimilation. We made sure, we told you guys the simulation, but we are going to deliver, and we are going to deliver. And I promise you guys, this is tough times, not just for us, for independent workers, for independent companies. And I'm going to end this with this. Support your independent wrestlers that you love. Buy their shirts, buy their merch, buy their footage. Support GCF, but support the indie wrestlers. Unlike Braun Strowman, who, fuck him, everything he says, the generic boring Big Show, who sits there being like, oh, you shouldn't be begging for money. Dude, you wouldn't be in the position you are unless you were 7 feet tall and you were the boring version of the show. For indie wrestler that's starting an OnlyFans, selling t-shirts, etc., make your money the way you got to make your money. Support indie wrestling at the end of the day. And I promise you, Gold Coast Federation will be back when everything is
and we will be starting a GCF OnlyFans with featuring Chris Cadillac and
I don't know if Caddy would be cool with that, but
and
you know,
TJ
the investors
Suave,
are not behind this. Just want to say that.
Times is rough, man. So we got to do what we got to do. We got to get these these faces out there.
We set up a lot of things that have a lot of business that has left to be unfinished, and we will get to that when the time is right. So make sure you subscribe to Gold Coast Federation, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Free Admission Media. When the time is right, trust me, Mats and Marks will be back with me there, with Saint there, with Wallace there, bickering, everybody. Geo Amazing will be there. And when we have our shows, Eric probably will be producing there. I mean, yeah, links will be down below. So subscribe down below. Because when this thing kicks off, we have so much material to throw your way. So we will be back with GCF material as soon as this thing is cleared. And I'm maybe I'm talking way too much because I've been drinking way too many of these. But as soon as this is cleared, we will be back with everything we have and better than ever. Because now we have time to sit back, relax, kind of soak it all in, give you material like that we gave you the last 2 nights, something that we never thought we could even do to begin with. We gave you this.
Yeah.
We don't even know what's next. And that is
piggybacking on what you're saying, my man Hollywood, you were talking about content, putting stuff out. We've been promoting this YouTube channel for the last week or so. Subscribe. If you guys want to see greatly produced content, we have some really great produced content. We're in the works of filming some stuff right now in quarantine, which we can't get to right now, but we have been putting together and editing Assimilation. I know a lot of people have been asking us, where can we see the last show? You missed it. You weren't there. That's on you. But we will be slowly putting out a couple matches from Assimilation right here on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, and look.
So, keep an eye
like
on
you
it.
said. Like you said, this is affecting everybody. I don't want to try to say that this is only affecting us. This is the whole worldwide thing. And I'm going to say it right now. Stay home as much as you can. Stay with your loved ones. Wash your hands. Keep your hygiene clean. Because the sooner we stay home and we get this thing down, the sooner we'll be able to all return to our daily lives. And Mats and Marks will be back. And GCF will be back. And it will just be better for the product. Not just for WWE, AEW, even Ring of Honor with Marty, bless his soul. He could try his best. But Ring of Honor, New Japan, Pro Wrestling will come back. Because I'm telling you right now, guys, the more we don't listen to these guys, we're going to lose everything. We already lost the NBA. We already lost sports. Wrestling is the one that's keeping us afloat. Make sure you subscribe to Gold Coast Federation Official on every social media platform you have. Make sure you subscribe to Eric on Twitch. Because this dude is killing it producer-wise, dude.
And we're about to play Warzone tonight.
If we play Warzone or we do WWE 2K19, I guarantee you, as long as this lasts, we are going to give you as much content we can. That's from me on commentary, TJ, who can't be here because he's busy filming, trying to make his own material as well. And I completely understand that. And bless TJ for still pushing out the material we can. But TJ Boy's in this too. And that goes to Saint and that goes to Wallace. And they bicker like they're Kobe and Shaq. But they still have the best intentions in the world because they want to give you the best material they can. And that goes for Geo Amazing as well.
I'm Kobe, by the way.
Even in the bear system that Geo was in, he wants to give all of us the GCF quick. Everything that we can have. So, ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe.
Geo Amazing's Paul Pierce. That's who Geo Amazing is. Paul Pierce.
Please subscribe to the GCF family. I will tell you this. I hated the fact that they had WrestleMania, but at the end of the day, I will say this once and maybe only once. Thank you, Vince, for giving us something to distract us for at least a few hours. It gave GCF something to watch. It gave us something to promote our products. So at the end of the day, as much as I think they could have held this thing off and just stood up in this Doritos bag, thank you for giving us something to react to. And even if you turn away, you still hear it.
And please give to SeaWorld to give Roscoe a home. All right, so thank you guys for reaching out for the Hollywood Take Us Home.
This is
Hollywood Take Us Home, Hollywood.
Look, man, if this thing goes all the way to SummerSlam, and I hope it doesn't, I promise you, we will give you something. If anything, we will be back in any way possible. So please subscribe to the Gold Coast Federation YouTube page. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it, we are there. We will give you guys something to look forward to every single time there is something to react to. GCF will not go away as long as there's something that we can give you, the fans of. So comment down below. Links are all in the description. Big shout out to Eric Lucas for giving us the permission and the opportunity to do this. This has been WrestleMania 36. And I'm going to say it right now. WrestleMania 37 in the City of Angels in Hollywood, California. I may be speaking way too much, but GCF's going to give you something. I'm going to say that as much as I can.
Hey, look.
Gold Coast Federation means Gold Coast Federation. In Hollywood, in LA, with Hollywood Holguin, TJ Swam, and TJ Say, and all of us, we're going to give you something. I'm going to leave it at that. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been WrestleMania 36. I hope you enjoyed it. We will see you guys then.
Fuck you, Gio Amazing.
Fuck you, Walrus.
It's all love. I promise.